In the beginning, there was nothing but emptiness. No time, no space, no universe, and no planets. The only thing that existed was the void. It was formless and boundless, with no beginning and no end. No one knew how long it had been there. As the sole existence, it slept alone in the void, where time and space did not exist. It slept on, seemingly unaware of its own existence. Suddenly, at a certain moment, it woke up and realized that it existed. So it asked itself, "I am?" It wanted to know who it was and what it could become. This thought sent ripples through the cosmos, and these waves began to move, emitting a sound, Om, starting to vibrate. Thus, the first dimension was born. When this idea emerged, it didn't know where it would go. It only knew it wanted to explore itself. It knew everything, but couldn't experience everything. So it began to create positive and negative energies, establishing the purpose and mission. These energies kept moving in the universe, forming the second dimension. The duality of positive and negative then created a new reality, matter and form. This allowed its idea to be experimented with, marking the beginning of the third dimension. In order to create a path to explore itself and not get lost in its own experiment, it created geometric structures and devised plans for its experiences. It then uses the being of spirit, soul, and body complex to gain experiences in the third dimension. In order to gain as much understanding of itself as possible, in the fourth dimension, it devised a plan: expression, experimentation, integration, and transcendence to gain as many experiences as possible in the third dimension. In the third dimension, it needs to go through birth, growth, reproduction, and death, and through the continuous cycle of life to change perspectives in understanding itself. It knows that the cycle is not about trapping itself somewhere, but about understanding different facets of itself by changing perspectives. Because it understands that to comprehensively understand itself, it must constantly change perspectives within the same scenario. In order to better understand the processes of the third and fourth dimensions and the significance of evolution, it observes the processes of the third and fourth dimensions from the perspective of the fifth dimension to guide itself. Because it knows that the third dimension is where it can gain as many experiences as possible, it needs to spend a long time here to learn. So, in order to concentrate on learning, it needs to immerse itself in it. Therefore, it designed a game for itself and completed the design of this game through the sixth dimension. When the sixth dimension launched this game in the third dimension through the cosmic explosion, the Big Bang, its experiment began. To ensure the smooth progress of the game, it established the 7 laws of the universe in the 7th dimension. This is so that its third-dimensional selves can connect with its essence and not get lost in the game. These 7 laws of the universe are related to the 7 chakras present in the third-dimensional beings. Only when the 7 chakras of its third-dimensional selves are aligned with these 7 laws can they connect with its essence. However, it also needs a universal database to store the vast data of this game so that it can retain everything it has learned and knows. Thus, in the 8th dimension, it established a central database, the Akashic Records, to manage all past, present, and future information, as well as its thoughts, feelings, and actions at every moment. At the same time, while experiencing this game, it also exists in the ninth dimension, the void. Because this game and everything within it are just its projections, it utilizes different avatars in the game to experience itself, but its true nature is the void. When the void fragmented itself into different dimensions and different entities, darkness and light emerged, as did separation and opposition. But no matter how many fragments it divides itself into, it knows that the only existence in the universe is just itself. Everything else is just its projections. They may appear different, but essentially they are the same thing. They are all it. It merely fragments itself into different roles in this game. Darkness and light are not opposing forces. They are just different paths for it to explore itself. Because it knows that to understand everything it knows, it cannot just experience the good things. It also has to experience pain and darkness. Because all of these are it. In its eyes, there is no good or bad. It just wants to know itself. The universe has no purpose. The only purpose is to know yourself. You can think of it as a child just born into this world. In its eyes, there is no right or wrong, good or bad, only curiosity about the world and itself.